Welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Where we like to get our hands dirty and really dig into some fascinating topics.
That's right.
And today, well, we're diving headfirst into the world of Korah Limited.
Oh, exciting.
They have this very ambitious 5-year business plan, and I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
So Korah Limited, for those who haven't heard of them, they're all about bringing AI automation to some of the biggest sectors out there.
Huge sectors.
Huge sectors, right? Healthcare, government, and finance.
Some of the slowest moving.
The slowest moving, yes.
Yeah.
And notoriously difficult to kind of disrupt.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to be pulling all of our insights today from their 5-year business plan that they've just released publicly.
Very interesting read.
Yeah.
Very ambitious.
Very ambitious.
Yeah.
And I think what's really interesting is that this isn't just about like robots taking our jobs, right?
Yeah.
Korah's plan,
Yeah.
it really highlights how AI can actually make things better, more efficient, more secure, and believe it or not, even more human-centered.
Yeah. That's the key.
Yeah.
It's the balance, right?
Yeah.
We always talk about that.
Yeah.
Finding that sweet spot where AI can take over those tasks that we don't enjoy doing,
Exactly.
the mundane,
Exactly.
and free up our time to focus on,
More human stuff.
yeah, the things that require creativity,
Critical thinking.
problem solving.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's jump right in. One of the things that really jumped out at me right off the bat was their projected growth. I mean, they're going from 1.1 million in revenue.
Yeah, that's tiny
It's tiny.
for a company that's clearly.
Yeah. And they're projecting to hit 46.5 million in just 5 years.
That is some serious growth.
It's huge.
I mean, that's like, what is that?
I think it was like 600 and something percent.
It's huge.
Huge, yeah.
So that's what really intrigued me, is what is driving that growth?
Right. What's the secret sauce here?
Yeah, because it's not just organic growth that's explosive.
No.
Something else is going on there, and I think the key lies in their business model.
Okay. Fills in.
So they're transitioning to this AI as a service model.
I've heard about this.
It's becoming increasingly popular. It's
Yeah.
like, instead of selling you a specific AI product,
Right.
they're giving you access to their entire platform.
Okay.
For a recurring fee, it's like a subscription.
Oh, so it's like the App Store, but for business AI.
Like you're subscribing to superpowered efficiency.
I like that.
And I think that's what's driving their revenue projections, because it creates a much more predictable.
Recurring revenue stream.
Exactly. And that's very attractive to investors.
And it makes a lot of sense for businesses too, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not just buying one piece of software that might become obsolete.
Right.
You're getting access to this constantly evolving platform.
And all the updates and everything. So
Right.
it's like you're always on the cutting edge.
Yeah, so they're not just building cool AI, they're making it accessible.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And that ties into the sectors they're targeting, right? Healthcare, government, finance.
Right.
These are areas that are ripe for disruption, as we've talked about.
Yeah.
But they also have a lot of regulations.
Oh, yeah.
And security concerns. So Korah is specifically addressing those needs.
And that's what I found really interesting too, is that they're not just saying, hey, we have this amazing AI that can do anything.
Right.
They're really focusing on the specific needs of these sectors.
Exactly. And I think that's what sets them apart from a lot of other AI companies out there.
Yeah, it's not just a one-size-fits-all approach.
No.
They're really tailoring their solutions to the unique challenges of these industries.
And I think that's smart,
Yeah.
because it shows that they understand the market.
And speaking of understanding the market, have you seen their client list?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Service Canada, the Ontario Real Estate Association.
Big names.
These are not small players.
Yeah.
This isn't some futuristic fantasy.
Yeah.
This is happening now.
It's real.
Yeah. So they're clearly gaining traction, and they're being taken seriously by some major institutions.
Absolutely. And I think that's a testament to the quality of their technology.
And their approach.
And their approach, yeah.
So it's not just about the tech itself, it's about how they're applying it.
Exactly. And who they're working with.
Right. Okay, so we've got this company, Korah. They're on this incredible growth trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
They've got big-name clients.
Yeah.
They're focused on these really important sectors.
Yeah.
But let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay, let's dive deeper.
Let's talk about the technology itself.
Yeah.
Because their plan mentions things like agentic processing,
Oh, yeah.
neural-inspired learning, even digital twins.
Very buzzworthy.
Very buzzworthy, but what does it all mean?
Right. Can you break that down for us non-techie folks?
Yeah, I'm definitely in that category.
Me too, sometimes.
Yeah.
So let's start with agentic processing.
Okay.
So think of it this way. Imagine an AI assistant,
Okay.
but this assistant can actually do things.
Not just answer basic questions.
No, it can take actions based on the information it receives.
This is like a proactive assistant.
Exactly like an agent working on your behalf.
Okay, I like that.
So, for example, imagine an AI that can handle 80% of your customer service inquiries.
Wow.
Or pre-screen applications for government benefits.
That would be amazing.
That's the level we're talking about.
Okay, so it's not just about answering questions, it's about actually doing stuff.
Yeah, making decisions.
Making decisions.
Taking actions.
Okay, and then what about neural-inspired learning?
So that takes it a step further.
Yeah.
It means the AI learns from its interactions.
So it's constantly getting smarter.
Exactly.
Like it's actually learning on the job.
Right, like our brains.
It's like a digital brain that's constantly growing and evolving.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so powerful.
And what about those digital twins? I'm really curious about that.
So digital twins are like virtual simulations.
Okay.
Super useful for testing things out.
Like what kind of things?
Well, think about government policies.
Hmm.
You can test out the impact of a policy.
In a virtual world?
Yeah, before implementing it in the real world.
That's amazing.
Or predicting financial risks, or even personalizing healthcare treatments.
So it's like a safe space to experiment.
Exactly, and to make better decisions.
Wow. This is where it gets really interesting.
Right.
Imagine the potential for solving problems we haven't even thought of yet.
Exactly, and that's what excites me the most about this.
Yeah, me too.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, it's like we're just scratching the surface of what AI can do.
And Korah is at the forefront of that.
Yeah, and they're not just focused on the technology itself.
You're right.
They're thinking about the applications, the implications, the ethics of it all.
The big picture.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to dive into next.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Sounds good. So we're talking about this AI as a service model and all of this incredible technology.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing, really.
And one of the best ways to really understand how this all works is to look at some real-world examples.
I love a good case study.
Right. So let's talk about Korah's flagship product.
No.
The ccRobot. That's right, ccRobot.
Okay, I was going to say ccRobot.
We're ccRobot, like a robot with cc in front of it.
ccRobot,
Yeah.
got it.
So it might sound like just another chatbot.
Yeah, kind of does.
But trust me, it's way more than that.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So think about it this way. Imagine you're a citizen trying to navigate the oh-so-fun world of government benefits.
Oh my goodness, don't even get me started.
Right. It's like a maze, right? Endless forms waiting on hold for hours.
Yeah, it's enough to make anyone tear their hair out.
Exactly. And that's where ccRobot comes in.
Okay.
So Service Canada is already using it to guide citizens through benefit applications, answer their questions, and even proactively flag potential issues that might delay the process.
So it's like having a personal assistant who's an expert in all things government benefits.
Precisely. It walks you through each step, ensures you have the right documentation, and even helps you troubleshoot any problems you might encounter.
That'd be amazing.
Right. It's like having a guardian angel for government bureaucracy.
I left.
And it's not just about making things easier for citizens. It's about freeing up those human employees at Service Canada to focus on the more complex cases that require that human touch.
Right, so the AI handles the routine stuff.
Exactly. And the humans can focus on those situations that need empathy, creativity, problem solving.
Okay, so it's really about AI and humans working together,
That's the key.
each doing what they do best.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's Service Canada. What other examples do we have?
All right, let's switch gears to the world of real estate.
Oh, well.
So the Ontario Real Estate Association is using ccRobot to streamline compliance processes for their agents.
Compliance. Now, that doesn't sound very exciting.
Maybe not the most glamorous topic, but incredibly important.
Okay, I'll bite. Tell me more.
Think about all the rules and regulations real estate agents have to navigate: disclosures, licensing requirements, ethical guidelines.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of.
It's a minefield, and any misstep can lead to serious consequences.
Yeah, hefty fines, lawsuits, you name it.
Exactly. So how does ccRobot help? Well, it acts like a virtual compliance officer, ensuring agents are following all the necessary procedures, filling out the right forms, staying on top of any changes in regulations.
So it's like having a tireless, always up-to-date assistant, making sure you don't accidentally break any rules.
Precisely. It takes the guesswork out of compliance and gives agents peace of mind knowing they're doing everything by the book.
That's got to be a huge relief for those agents.
It is. It frees them up to focus on what they do best, serving their clients, finding them the perfect home-building relationships.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal of the ccRobot. There's like a Swiss Army knife of AI solutions. It can do it all.
Pretty versatile, right?
Yeah, but let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture. Where does Korah fit into the overall landscape of AI automation?
So the market for AI automation is absolutely exploding. We're talking about a potential market of over $100 billion.
Well, that's a lot of zeros.
It's massive, and that's just across healthcare, government, financial services, and insurance.
Okay, so Korah's playing in a pretty big sandbox.
Yeah, and they're not alone. There are plenty of other players vying for a piece of that pie.
So what's driving this insatiable appetite for AI? Why are these industries suddenly so keen on automating everything?
Well, there are a few key factors at play.
Lay it on me.
First, there's this ever-increasing pressure to do more with less.
The classic efficiency squeeze.
All right. Businesses and government agencies are constantly looking for ways to boost efficiency, reduce costs, and AI offers a very tempting solution.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get a robot to do the work of a human for a fraction of the cost, why wouldn't you?
It's a no-brainer for a lot of organizations, but it's not just about cutting costs. It's also about navigating that increasingly complex web of regulations we talked about.
Right, especially in sectors like healthcare and finance.
Exactly. AI can help organizations stay compliant, reduce risks, avoid those costly penalties.
So it's like having a built-in safety net that catches those potential errors before they become big problems.
Precisely. It's like having an AI watchdog always looking over your shoulder, making sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's.
And let's not forget about those changing expectations of customers and citizens.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge factor.
I mean, we're all used to instant gratification and personalized experiences in our personal lives, right?
Yeah, thanks to companies like Amazon and Netflix, we expect everything to be fast, easy, and tailored to our specific needs.
Exactly. And we're starting to demand that same level of service from the businesses and government agencies we interact with.
Right. No more waiting on hold for hours or filling out endless forms.
We want answers now, and we want them personalized.
Precisely. And AI can help deliver that seamless on-demand experience that people have come to expect.
It's like the Amazon Prime effect for everything.
Exactly. And that's where Korah's focus on user experience and intuitive design really shines.
Okay, so they're not just building powerful AI. They're building AI that people actually want to use.
That's the key, because even the most advanced AI is useless if it's too complicated or frustrating to use.
Right, it's got to be user-friendly.
Exactly. It's got to be integrated into those workflows that people are already familiar with.
So it's not about forcing people to adapt to the AI. It's about the AI adapting to the people.
That's the philosophy, and I think it's a smart one.
Okay, so Korah is riding this AI wave. They're focused on the right industries. They're building AI that people actually want to use. Sounds like a recipe for success.
They're definitely well positioned.
But what about the competition? Surely other companies are trying to grab a slice of this lucrative AI pie.
Oh, absolutely. The AI automation field is getting crowded. There are tons of companies, big and small, all vying for market share.
So what makes Korah stand out from the crowd?
Well, a lot of their competitors offer more generic AI solutions,
Okay.
kind of like a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right. And we talked about how that doesn't really work in these complex industries.
Exactly. Those generic solutions often lack the depth of integration and customization that businesses, especially in highly regulated industries, really need.
They need something tailored to their specific needs and concerns.
Precisely so. Think about a healthcare provider dealing with sensitive patient data.
Right.
They're not going to trust that to just any off-the-shelf AI solution.
Of course not.
They need something that's built with security, privacy, and compliance baked into its DNA.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But what about those companies that do offer specialized solutions?
So there are plenty of boutique AI firms out there that cater to specific niches,
Right.
but they often struggle with scalability.
Meaning?
They might be able to create a really cool custom solution for one specific client,
Okay.
but can they handle the demands of a large government agency or a global financial institution?
Right. They might not have the infrastructure or the resources to scale up their operations.
Exactly. And that's where Korah's platform really shines. It's designed to be modular and scalable so it can grow with the needs of its clients no matter how big they get.
So they have the best of both worlds. The customization of a boutique firm, but the scalability and reach of a much larger company.
All right, they found that sweet spot.
That's a pretty powerful combination.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about the potential risks of all this AI adoption.
Right. It's not all sunshine and roses. There are some valid concerns that need to be addressed.
So what are some of the potential pitfalls, and how is Korah planning to avoid them? Well, one of the big ones that always comes up is the potential for bias in AI algorithms.
Yeah, that's a huge issue.
Because if the data used to train the AI is biased, then the AI's decisions will be biased too.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Exactly. And that could have serious consequences, especially in areas like healthcare or criminal justice,
High-stakes decisions.
high-stakes decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's Korah doing to make sure that their AI is fair and impartial?
Well, they're actually tackling this head-on.
Okay.
They've built bias detection mechanisms right into their platform.
Ah, interesting. So it's like a built-in safety check.
Exactly, and they're constantly monitoring their AI models to make sure they're not perpetuating harmful stereotypes or making unfair decisions.
So they're being proactive rather than reactive.
That's the goal.
I like that. But even if the AI is fair, there's still the issue of security, right? I mean, we're talking about sensitive data here, medical records, financial information, even national security data.
Yeah.
In the case of their government clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Security is paramount when you're dealing with that kind of information.
So how can they guarantee that this data is safe from hackers or misuse?
Well, they're not taking any chances.
Okay.
Their platform is built with multiple layers of protection.
Like what?
We're talking encryption access controls, advanced threat detection, anomaly monitoring.
So it's not just one magic bullet.
Yeah.
They're using a multi-layered approach.
Exactly. They're constantly investing in the latest cybersecurity measures to stay ahead of the bad guys.
Okay, so they're taking security very seriously, which is good to know. But what about the human element? Even with all the safeguards in place, what happens if someone makes a mistake?
Human error is always a possibility, right?
Yeah. Could a simple coding error or a misconfigured setting have disastrous consequences?
It's a valid concern, and Korah has thought about that too. One of their key strategies is their rigorous testing and quality assurance process.
So every new feature, every update goes through the ringer before it's released.
Exactly. They make sure it meets their high standards for reliability and security before it ever sees the light of day.
So it's not just set it and forget it. There's constant monitoring and evaluation happening behind the scenes.
Right. They're always on the lookout for potential issues, and they have systems in place to address them quickly.
And what happens if something does go wrong? I mean, is there a plan B?
Oh, absolutely. They have robust backup and recovery systems.
So even if there's a major outage, they can quickly restore their systems.
Yeah, and minimize any potential disruption.
That's good to know. It's all about having a plan B and even a plan C.
Right. You got to be prepared for the unexpected.
Exactly. Okay, so it sounds like they're taking a very proactive approach to risk management, but let's bring it back to those whose jobs may be affected. I mean, are we talking about mass unemployment here?
That's the big question, right? The one that everyone's asking.
Yeah, it's the elephant in the room.
Right. And it's one that often sparks fear and anxiety around AI.
Understandably so. I mean, nobody wants to lose their job.
Of course not. And that's why Korah is addressing these concerns head on.
So what's their take on the potential impact on jobs?
Well, it goes back to what we discussed earlier. Their vision of AI as a tool to augment human capabilities, not replace them entirely.
Okay, so it's not about humans versus robots. It's about humans and robots working together.
Exactly. It's about finding that synergy where each can contribute their strengths.
But surely some jobs will be lost, right? Even if it's not mass unemployment, there will be some displacement.
That's true. Some jobs will inevitably be automated.
Yeah, the ones that involve a lot of repetition and data entry.
Exactly. But Korah sees this as an opportunity for job evolution, not job elimination.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this job evolution.
Well, think about it this way. As AI takes over those repetitive, mundane tasks, it frees up humans to focus on higher-level work.
The stuff that requires creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence.
Precisely the things that AI, at least for now, can't replicate.
So it's about upskilling and retraining workers for those new, more fulfilling roles.
That's exactly it. And Korah is actively working on initiatives to support this transition.
Like what?
They're partnering with educational institutions and training providers.
To develop programs that equip workers with the skills they need for this new AI-powered world.
That's the goal. They want to make sure that everyone benefits from this technological revolution.
Okay, so it sounds like they're not just thinking about the technology, they're thinking about the people who will be using it and the potential societal impact.
Right. They're trying to take a holistic approach.
I like that it's refreshing to see a company that's not just focused on the bottom line, but on the bigger picture.
Yeah, it's about creating a future where AI benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. And, it's got me thinking, Korah is focused on these large-scale industries now, but could this kind of AI make a difference at a more personal level?
That's an interesting question, and one that I think a lot of people are asking.
Because I can see it now. A personal CC robot, managing my schedule, paying my bills, even filtering out all the spam in my inbox.
Yeah, like a personal assistant who never sleeps.
Exactly. It would be amazing.
It would, but there are some challenges.
Like what?
Well, privacy is a big one.
Right. Imagine giving an AI access to all your personal data, your
Huh.
emails, your financial records, your browsing history,
It's a goldmine of information.
that could easily be misused.
Yeah, so there would need to be some serious safeguards in place.
And a lot of trust,
A lot of trust in the technology and the companies developing it.
right? Because at the end of the day, it's still a tool, and it can be used for good or for bad.
Exactly. It all comes down to how we choose to use it.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. I've learned so much about Korah and their vision for the future of AI.
Me too. They're definitely a company to watch.
Yeah, and for all of you listening out there, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What stands out to you from Korah's plan? Is this the future of work? Are you excited or a little bit nervous about what this level of AI could mean for your industry and even for your personal life? Let us know in the comments below.
We're all in this together, figuring out this brave new world one deep dive at a time.
And on that note, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.